Creating motion from still images remains a unique form of animation, but it's not meant to replicate video. In fact, it's the difference that has the visual appeal. As you can see here in Adobe's Bridge, I have 17 raw images, shots of a steam train coming up a slope. They was all shot from a tripod, so I know the register of each one is going to be about right. So my first job is to edit all of these images, but I'm going to save some time and do them all in one go. As you can see, they're already highlighted. Control A will do that. Hit the Enter key and all of them are going to open in Adobe Camera Raw. Once the images open up, click one of the thumbnails to select it for viewing, then hit Control A to select everything else. Save a bit of time, I have gone ahead and I've made some changes over here in the exposure, highlight, shadows, the usual things. But the other thing we may want to consider, because we're producing an audio visual, is we may want to go to the crop tool, and in the options here I'm going to choose 16:9 because I'm going to just move this into a nice position. I think that's going to suit our needs, and I'm going to hit the Enter key to commit that. In normal circumstances we would go down and open this into Photoshop. I'm going to go down and just click Done, but then we're going to go back into Adobe's Bridge. Now, once we're back in Bridge, I've got all of those thumbnails highlighted. I'm going to go to my Tools, Photoshop, and I'm going to ask Photoshop to load all these files into Photoshop Layers. It's going to load all 17 of them for us. Now, once all these images have opened up into Layers, go to your toolbox on the left, select the Crop tool. I'm going to go up to the top of the screen, and in the values here I'm going to put 1920 pixels by 1080. Click into there and hit the tick to commit that change. Now it's going to crop absolutely every single image. Now I'm cropping to the HD resolution because we're not going to animate these images. The animation is going to come from showing them rapidly one after the other. So on this occasion, probably pays to keep them to the HD size. But we're done. All we've got to do is export these into a folder and we can go into PTE AV Studio. So File, Export, and we're going to choose Layers to Files. It's going to ask us where we want them. Well, I created a folder for them on my desktop in a folder called Trains. There's the folder, so I'll double click that and OK. The name's not important to me. I'm going to save them as a JPEG. I think we'll have a compression of 8. So there's nothing else I need here but to click Run. Going to take just a little while, but what I'll do is to allow it to run. But then I'll close down. Well, it's not going to take that long, is it? And I'll open up PTE AV Studio. So with the images opened up and highlighted, all I need to do is to drag them down into the slide list. We may want to add a blank at the start and the end. Personal choice, of course. Now, all we need now is a little experimentation with the slide duration from here and also the fade length from here. Now for the demo you saw a little bit earlier, I chose 0.4 seconds as a fade transition and a 1 second slide duration. But we can do that all in one go because we can use Control A, and in this box here I can put 0.4, and in this box here I can put my 1 second. Then all we need to do is go to the top right of the screen and preview what we have. You may have to adjust these values slightly, but you'll get a result pretty quickly. Looking back at this technique, what I could have done with is to shoot more than those 17 images. We can always delete shots, but of course it's impossible to add them later, so that was a bit of a mistake. I also should have made sure that I included at least one shot when the train had fully passed, just the empty tracks for a much better ending.